This is Lewis Hart for Boxing Social in association with Empire Fight Store and Forged Irish Stout. Delighted today to be joined with Chev Clarke. We're here in Bournemouth. Billam-Smith is the main event, someone that is very, very familiar to you. But other than that, how's things, mate? How are we?
I'm cold. I'm on the coast. It's real cold down here, you know what I mean? But I'm blessed, man. Nice. Christmas coming up, still in the gym, getting the work in.
Absolutely, definitely. Just before we get into talking about the main event, yourself, looking back on the Vasil Ducar fight, a really, really good 10 rounds for you and a fight that definitely entertained the fans. A few months on from it now, how do you look at it and reflect on that performance?
Oh no, it was a good fight, man. He's a tough guy. He didn't wanna give way. But I think I showed my class. Out of all the British guys that's fought him, I think you guys can see that I've done the best job. So yeah, you know, it was a good performance, but on to the next one, and I'm ready.
Is that a good thing that you look at when you look at someone like Vasil Ducar and the performance that he's put in against British guys and the guys that sort of in and around sort of your rivals, and you see that you could compare it and say, like, look, I put in the best performance against all them guys. Do you sort of look at it in that way in a sense?
I suppose so, but you know, the facts speak for themselves, innit? And I appreciate it more when the fans or you guys are, oh, you did a good performance, you know what I mean? Because if it wasn't good, you guys would call it out, right? So I think that shows, you know.
Definitely. And when you look back on 2023, you reflect on it on a personal level, are you happy with how this year's progressed for you?
I mean, yeah, because I mean, not a lot of people want to talk about it, but I'm mandatory for the British, so let's talk about that. I've been mandatory for what, 4 months now, since June. So yeah, it's been a good year, and I'm ready to kick on and pick up the British and keep it moving.
We'll talk about that now, being mandatory for the British. Hasn't been called yet. You're sort of waiting and waiting and waiting. But it's been a bit frustrating for you yet to be called for the British.
Maybe so. I mean, me and Jameson fought for it. I came out on top, and it was whoever won would be fighting whoever won between Isaac and Luau. Obviously, Isaac won, so now it's just time to put it on and let's make it happen.
Well, you mentioned it there, people don't want to mention it. Do you feel like you're sort of being overlooked then in a way?
I know. What's going on, Ben? Yeah, Ben Shalom over there, he's kind of like swerving it as well. I mean, I call it as it is, but yeah, hopefully the board will make it soon and things will kick on.
Is there, you mentioned it there, you said it talks about Ben Shalom there. Obviously, he's got his man Vidal Riley as well, who is looking at a British title shot. I know you are the mandatory, but do you feel like, is there a bit of a worry that, you know, boxer will look to try and keep it in-house with Chamberlain fighting Vidal and sort of maybe you trying to potentially be brushed aside?
I don't know how they're going to do it, but all I know is I'm mandatory. You can run, but you can't hide.
Is it exciting? Is it exciting times to be a mandatory, especially in the cruiserweight division with guys like Isaac Chamberlain, who Vidal's here as well, that you can mix it with these guys and potentially have some big fights on sort of the British level? Yeah,
mate, it's a great time to be alive, especially in the cruiserweight division in Britain, because there's so many of us, and I'm willing to fight. If the other guys are willing to fight, the beneficiaries will be the paying supporters. You know what I mean? They'll be entertained.
Absolutely, and talking on the domestic scene as well, we do see Billam-Smith defend his WBO world title tonight. You did mention there you do have 2 wins over him as an amateur. How do you feel like the fight with Masternak will go today?
I mean, it's going to be a tough fight, but he's got enough skills to handle it. You know what I mean? Weather the storm and do the fundamental things right. He should come out victorious in his hometown as well. So. Yeah. And we were mentioning there about Billam-Smith, who you do have wins over him as an amateur. Is it exciting that one day, you know, you can sort of run it back in the pros eventually, I'm sure, one day? Yeah, I'm sure it'd be great to run it back, because there'll be a massive build-up and people will be talking about the amateurs. But as I said last night in an interview I did, there's 2 ways to look at this, yeah? People always talk about, amateur pedigree doesn't really mean nothing when you don't do too good, for example, Conlon on the weekend. But, you know, when you do good, it's like, oh, he had amateur pedigree. So I don't really listen to that, you know. I just go about my business and train and prepare to fight.
One thing I did want to ask you is, sort of more now seen at the world level, you do have the 3 of Riakpohre, Billam-Smith and Okolie as well, obviously, who's still potentially in the mix. When you see those 3, out of them 3, who do you feel like is the most skilled and the best out of those 3 fighters?
Riakpohre,
Billam-Smith and Okolie.
I don't know. I suppose you'd have to just look at the accolades and go from there. It's not my job. That's their coach's job. If I have to fight them, then I'll look at it. You know what I mean?
How far do you feel like you are yourself off the world level and fighting for world titles? Yeah, how far off do you feel like you are from that?
Not far. Not far, you know what I mean? But it's not for me to judge. It's for guys like you and the fans to be like, oh, Chev, da 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 da. I just turn up and do the job. That's what I do.
And as we close off 2023, pushing on to 2024, what is 2024 in store for Chev Clarke?
British title.
Absolutely, Chev. Just mate, thank you for taking time to speak to me. Appreciate catching up with you. And yeah, hopefully you get mandated soon, man. I appreciate it, mate. Thank you.